Hello students, this is part 4 of The Merchant of Venice, Act 1, Scene 1. In the last part, we came to know the love bond between the two friends, Antonio and Bassanio. Antonio was ready to give Bassanio all he had, provided it is respectful. We all know that Antonio has a soft corner for his friend, though he is a spendthrift, an extravagant person who has squandered, who has wasted all his loans that he owed to Antonio. But still, Antonio is ready to stand with Bassanio, and he knows that no one will risk money with the extravagant man, but still Antonio is there to support him. In this part 4 of Act 1, Scene 1 of The Merchant of Venice, we will see that Bassanio, a prodigal noble or an extravagant person, a great friend to Antonio, puts his wish to go to Belmont to join the lottery of casket to marry Portia, the heiress of Belmont. So we will see that for this trip to Belmont, Bassanio asks for a loan from Antonio, though he is already financially indebted to him. Let's begin, students. To justify his plans for repaying the loan, Bassanio narrates the experience of his school days. Bassanio says to Antonio that when he was a school boy, if he would lose one of his shaft, means arrow, while shooting, then he would shoot another arrow. You can see here shaft means arrow. He used to shoot another arrow in the same direction, and by risking the second, he would regain both the arrows. So Bassanio is therefore asking for another loan, so that by this loan he will earn enough to repay both the loans. I will explain you properly once again. So once again, students, listen carefully. To justify the plans for repaying the loan, Bassanio shares his experience of his school days. He says that when he was a school boy, if he would lose one of his arrows, shaft means arrows, while shooting, then he would shoot another arrow in the same direction. You can see his fellow means another arrow. Same flight means in the same manner, same direction. By risking the second arrow, he would regain both the arrows. So Bassanio is therefore asking for another loan, so that by this loan he will earn enough to repay both the loans. Okay, now I urge this childhood proof, because what follows is pure innocence. I owe you much, and like a willful yacht, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow, that self way which did you shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring you latter hazard back again, and thankfully rest debtor for the first. Now I will give you the meanings of some of the phrases. Listen it properly, write it carefully, and try to understand. Now, underline urge. Urge means here refers or mentions. Okay. So by mentioning this childhood proof or childhood example, you can say Bassanio refers to his childhood friendship. Days of innocence means childhood friendship, and says that from his childhood he owes much to Antonio. As a youth, you can see like a willful youth. Willful youth means unruly or spoiled kid. So as a youth, unruly youth, he has benefited from his friend Antonio. But has lost all that he borrowed from him. Now he asks Antonio to lend another loan. Underline shoot another arrow means to lend another or the second loan, and he promises that he will return both the amount. Bassanio promises that this time he will be much careful in his ventures, in his business, in his way of expending those amount, and says that even if he fails to recover the lost money, earlier loan refers to the lost money, he is sure that he will return the second loan. You can see latter hazard means the second loan, and remain thankful, remain indebted for the first one. First refers to the first loan. Now, in this context, students, we will get an example of Antonio's love for Bassanio. How? Antonio's love for Bassanio is an example by agreeing his readiness with which he accepts Bassanio's argument or his childhood example of shooting a second arrow, second loan in the same direction in which the first was lost. This only shows that Bassanio has only to ask for money and Antonio would give it without asking any question. Now let's see what Antonio says. You know me well and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. And out of doubt you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost than if you had made waste of all I have. Students, you read this extract. I am explaining you. Here Antonio is saying that Bassanio knows him very well and he is only wasting time in making request, because by making or appealing to him he is doubting Antonio's love for Bassanio. So undoubtedly Bassanio is doing greater wrong in doubting his willingness to do the utmost for him than he would do by wasting all his wealth. So Bassanio has to only tell him what Antonio should do for him. So here Antonio says that Bassanio has to only ask for the help, and Antonio is ready and he will be obliged to help Bassanio to the utmost. So he requests Bassanio to speak what he wants. Now in this context we will see that Bassanio is introducing indirectly the female protagonist of the play, Portia, and we will see that the three facts about Portia that are mentioned by Bassanio, that about her wealth, her fair complexion and her great virtues. You can see in Belmont is the lady richly left, means a wealthy lady, and she is fair and fairer than that word, of wondrous virtues. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter Brutus Portia, nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth. Student, this context is very important, so mark it properly. Students, before I explain, please underline. Fair speechless messages means silent glances conveying her thoughts. Nothing undervalued means in no way inferior. Then Cato's daughter Brutus Portia, daughter of Cato and wife of Brutus, the leader of the conspiracy against Julius Caesar. Portia was a virtuous, wise and loving wife. Okay. Then ignorant, unknown. Okay. Suitors, honorable and important men who came from all over the world to marry Portia. Then underline seat means house. Strand means shore, S-H-O-R-E. Quest means search. And also underline golden fleece, which is very important. First you note down. Golden fleece is the golden coat, C-O-A-T, of a winged ram. In this play, William Shakespeare took the reference of golden fleece to convey the message about the value of Portia she holds and exactly how unattainable she is to the audience. Okay? Then Bassanio compares Portia of Belmont to Portia of Julius Caesar. In the play, Julius Caesar already told Cato's daughter and Brutus Portia, because she is very beautiful, kind-hearted, and an honest woman. Who? Cato's daughter and Brutus Portia was a very beautiful, kind-hearted, and honest woman. Now listen to the explanation. Bassanio is saying that in Belmont there is a rich lady who is the heiress of her father's property, dead father's property. She is very beautiful, and more than that, sometimes Bassanio had received from her eyes messages of silent love. Her name is Portia, and she is in no way inferior to another Portia. Already told you, the wife of Brutus and daughter of Cato. Her merit is known throughout the world. Ignorant of her, what means the world is not unknown about her merits. From every corner of the earth, suitors come in ships driven by wind to woo her. Woo her means to marry her. Her bright golden hair overhangs her forehead like the golden fleece in the story of Jason and Medea. Thus, her home in Belmont is like the shore of Colchis, because many Jasons come there to attempt to win her. Now, he is requesting, Bassanio is requesting, "Oh my Antonio, but had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them." Now, Bassanio puts forward his mind of visiting Belmont and to compete, to hold a rival place with one of the suitors. Bassanio is assuring Antonio that he has a feeling that he should be without doubt the fortunate one to win Portia. His mind foretells his success. You can underline the presages means foretells, thrift means success, and questionless means without any doubt. So Bassanio was sure to win the lottery of the caskets. In the last context, students, you will find that instead of reproaching Bassanio, Antonio agrees, which shows the nature of their friendship. Now, you will read the context. I am explaining you. Antonio says that he has no ready cash. He has no ready cash at hand. He proposes to borrow money from anyone willing to lend in Venice, using his credit worthiness. Thus, the theme of money and that of love are interwoven. In this context, Antonio makes 3 points in his reply. Antonio tells Bassanio in his reply that all his fortunes are at sea. He has neither money nor commodity, and so he should borrow money from the market using Antonio's credit. So students, I hope that scene 1, act 1, scene 1 is hopefully clear to you all, and please go through whatever I have discussed, and I shall continue the next scene in my next videos. Thank you.